Let's bring in Kaveh Madani. He's the director of the UN-University Institute for Water, Environment and Health, and he joins me from the UN Water Conference in New York City. So as the summit kicks off, the US government promised $49 billion for funding to help the global water cause. Will money really be enough to solve this issue?
Actually, today there would be a report coming out that is suggesting that money is not going to solve the problem, because besides money, there is a need for better planning, foresight, governance, and understanding that this problem is a problem of common good. So one government alone cannot solve it on its own. And whatever happens anywhere in the world can affect the rest of us living across this planet. What we are hearing is that essentially 3 out of 4 people in the world are currently living in water insecure areas, and this is quite alarming.
When you say money is not the issue, but planning is, what do you mean by that?
I think we have seen it quite often that in rich countries, rich regions of the world, still where there is no shortage of financial resources, lack of planning is resulting in reservoirs that are empty, in growth in the water consumption and water demand, in agriculture development, and farmers going bankrupt, food security being affected. And these problems are not the problems of the global south only. They're not the problems of Africa or South America or Southeast Asia. We have seen it also in California. We have seen it in Colorado, and in this country actually that I'm talking to you from. And all of this is because of the lack of foresight. We didn't certainly see water as a limit to growth, and we didn't plan for it properly. And now with climate change and all the changes that are happening, anthropogenic impacts of human development, the situation is getting worse and worse.
Now, just last year, 1/3 of Pakistan was submerged in historic floods, leaving millions of people deprived of drinking water. Do you expect events like these to happen more often?
Absolutely. With climate change, we expect more extreme events. We have done the design and planning based on the historical data that are no longer valid. It's very hard for us to move people from one location to another. It happened in Pakistan, but let's not forget that in Germany also we had a flood that was quite costly. And this is the problem of both the global south and the global north. And in the future, I'm afraid the problem is going to get worse. It's still promising that after 46 years, we're getting together here talking about water at another UN Water Conference.
Now, you've been following the discussions there at the conference. Do you expect any real, tangible outcome there?
That's a very good question. I think the Secretary General is insisting on the fact that cheap talk is not going to solve the problems of this planet. We have to do things differently. I think water in the next few years would be on the agenda of many UN agencies, including FAO, concerned with food, WHO, and many other agencies, because now we understand that whatever we want to do to fight climate change, to deal with biodiversity loss, and to fight pollution, the triple planetary crisis, we have to make sure that we do something for water, because water is essentially, and lack of progress on water development can undermine the progress on other global goals that we have. And we cannot deliver on the SDGs by 2030 if we don't plan for water properly.
Kaveh Madani, director of the UN-University Institute for Water, Environment and Health. Thank you very much for joining us here on DW News.